Imam Ayatollah Ali Hosseini Khamenei, the supreme leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran, is one of the most influential and controversial figures in the Middle East. His leadership spans over 3 decades, making him one of the longest-reigning political religious leaders in modern history. Revered by supporters as a guardian of Islamic values and national sovereignty, and criticized by opponents as an authoritarian ruler. Khamenei's life story is deeply entwined with the history of post-revolutionary Iran. Born on July 17, 1939, in the city of Mashhad, one of Iran's holiest cities, Ali Khamenei was raised in a devout Shia Muslim family. His father, Ayatollah Sayyid Javed Khamenei, was a religious scholar of Azeri origin. Ali Khamenei was immersed in religious education from an early age, studying in the seminaries of Mashhad, Najaf, and Qom under prominent clerics. He developed strong interests in theology, philosophy, literature, and politics, especially the ideas of Islamic government. During the 1960s and 1970s, Khamenei emerged as a vocal critic of the Shah of Iran, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. He became an active member of the revolutionary movement led by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. As a result of his activism, he was arrested multiple times by Safa, the Shah's secret police, and spent several years in prison or internal exile. These formative experiences shaped his political ideology, reinforcing a belief in Islamic resistance against tyranny. When the Islamic Revolution of 1979 succeeded in toppling the Shah, Khamenei quickly rose to prominence in the newly formed Islamic Republic. He held various key positions in the post-revolutionary government, including as a member of the Council of the Islamic Revolution, Deputy Minister of Defense, and representative of the Supreme Leader of the Revolutionary Guards in 1981, after the assassination of President Mohammad Ali Rajah. Khamnai was elected president of Iran. He served 2 consecutive terms until 1989 as president. Khamenei worked closely with Prime Minister Mir Hossein Mousavi and navigated Iran through the final years of the brutal Iran-Iraq War. His presidency was marked by efforts to maintain internal stability, uphold Islamic values, and resist Western influence. Though his position was technically subordinate to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khomeini, he became a central figure in shaping Iran's political direction. In 1989, following the death of Ayatollah Khomeini, a pivotal moment in Iran's history occurred. Despite not being a Maria, the highest level of Shia clerical authority, Khamenei was appointed supreme leader by the Assembly of Experts, a council of senior Islamic scholars. This decision surprised many at the time, but it solidified Khamenei's ascent to the pinnacle of Iran's power structure as supreme leader. Khamenei wields absolute authority over Iran's executive, legislative, and judicial branches. He appoints the heads of the military, judiciary, state media, and the powerful Guardian Council, which oversees elections and legislation. He is also the commander-in-chief of Iran's armed forces, including the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps (IRGC), a force that has expanded its influence both inside and outside Iran. Under his leadership, Khamenei's ideology is rooted in the concept of velayat-e-faqih guardianship of the Islamic jurist, which holds that a learned Islamic scholar should lead society to ensure governance based on Sharia. Under his rule, Iran has followed a policy of neither east nor west, emphasizing self-reliance, Islamic unity, and resistance against Western hegemony, particularly that of the United States and Israel. He has consistently positioned Iran as the vanguard of resistance in the Muslim world over the years. Khamenei has been a central figure in shaping Iran's foreign policy, particularly in supporting regional allies and proxy groups, such as Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Palestine, the Assad regime in Syria, and various Shia militias in Iraq and Yemen. These alliances have significantly expanded Iran's influence across the Middle East, while also drawing condemnation and sanctions from Western powers. One of Khamenei's signature policies has been the promotion of a resistance economy, a doctrine focused on economic self-sufficiency and resilience in the face of international sanctions. While this approach has helped Iran weather economic isolation, it has also faced criticism for failing to provide sustainable growth and for contributing to high inflation, unemployment, and corruption. Domestically, Khamenei has maintained a tight grip on political dissent, protests, reformist movements, and opposition voices have been suppressed through arrests, censorship, and crackdowns. The 2009 Green Movement, which emerged after disputed presidential elections, marked one of the most significant challenges to his rule. Despite mass demonstrations and allegations of electoral fraud, Khamenei stood firmly by then-President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad and authorized a violent crackdown. In more recent years, Iran has seen renewed unrest, particularly among youth and women, sparked by economic hardship, lack of political freedom, and demands for social reforms. Khamenei has continued to portray these movements as influenced by foreign enemies, seeking to destabilize the country. Critics argue that his uncompromising stance has deepened public frustration and widened the gap between the government and the people. Despite his strict control, Khamenei is known for a simple personal lifestyle and for publishing works on Islamic thought, poetry, and politics. He is fluent in Persian, Arabic, and Azerbaijani, and occasionally addresses the public through televised speeches, especially during religious and national events. He often speaks out against Western cultural influence and calls for the preservation of Islamic and Iranian values. As of 2025, Khamenei is in his mid-80s, and questions about his health and succession have become increasingly prominent. Reports suggest that the Assembly of Experts has been discreetly considering potential successors, although no official heir has been named. Among the possible candidates are senior clerics and political figures with close ties to the current leadership and the IRGC. Khamenei's legacy is complex and deeply polarizing. To his supporters, he is a symbol of resistance, piety, and leadership in the face of foreign domination. To his critics, he represents a system of clerical dictatorship that suppresses individual freedoms and democratic aspiration, regardless of perspective. His influence on Iran and the wider region is undeniable. In conclusion, Imam Ali Khamenei's leadership has profoundly shaped the Islamic Republic of Iran's political, ideological, and strategic trajectory. From a revolutionary cleric to the ultimate authority in Iran, His journey reflects the turbulent history of a nation at the crossroads of tradition and modernity, faith and politics, isolation and resistance. As the future of Iran remains uncertain, Khomeini's role in defining its path will remain a critical chapter in the story of the modern Middle East.